guys can, why don't you go over there, Chris? I'm just checking to see how this records. Okay, so maybe you could trade places with Gabby, or Gabby's chair could be around here. So you sit a little bit closer to Tana Ulla, okay? So we'll be able to hear, because we need to be able to hear your voice so we know what you're asking.
So I have to
You're not getting all of this on there.
No, it's just you're not even in it right now, Mom, unless you get closer to Tana Ulla.
Oh, that's good. I don't want to be in it.
This is
You know
going
how
to be
much I
part
hate
of your
this.
face, so.
Well, we don't want to sit like this
No.
silly anyway.
No.
Yeah, that's not
I
gonna.
do.
It'll be, I'm mostly
Should I
getting
ask
Tana
the
Ulla.
questions?
So yeah, why don't you ask her a couple questions or just say a couple things over there so I can see what your voice sounds like from over there, Kristen.
Okay.
And Tana Ulla can say a couple things and then I'll check the recording.
Could I make them up or should I sit
Doesn't matter.
around it?
It doesn't matter. Just say something, Kristen. Kristen, silence isn't going to be...
Okay. Tell me about the games or toys you played with when you were my age.
You're asking me?
I don't know who wants to answer.
I used to play a lot with my doll. My doll's name was Gudrun. And we used to play games like Schwarzepeda is old maid. And
Kristen, Kristen, I have a suggestion. Maybe you could just have the conversation because we're recording it.
Ja, we have actually table class. Huh?
And then you can take your
Yeah,
notes when
that's
we get
better.
home, okay? And then you can just enjoy the stories and really pay attention instead of trying to write them all down, okay?
Here's the
Kelly
Teletubbies babies are only for 4 girls. This for 4.
Aggravation.
Aggravation.
4 girls, but not for
We used to
7
play
girls.
aggravation.
Why don't you describe it?
Describe the game.
Yeah. To make sure so that...
I don't
So I
remember.
have a
Aggravation
question.
is the same as mentioned aggravation.
Yeah, well, I don't remember
I have a
exactly how
better
to play it.
question than that.
Kristen, don't rustle the papers around.
I have a better question.
I mean, it's like you roll the dice and then you move the things in, but I don't
Alright.
remember exactly
Let's stop
How it-
recording.
how it was played.
Oh, no, it
That's
didn't.
good. It's a practice.
Hmm?
Practice, she said this.
I'm
It's
looking.
back to recording.
Oh, no, it's recording still. Here. Let me stop.
Now, you can't,
You hear your Oma.
Oma and Omi.
See? You can tell her how much you love her and you can say it.
say I love
That's
you,
okay.
Oma.
And Kristen, you can move closer if you want. You can move your chair around, then you'll be in the video too. I'll help you if you
And
want.
you go and sit down.
Sit right
Yeah,
there.
you can scoot back and I'll put your chair
Where
here.
is what's on the drink?
That'd be nice.
My mouth gets so dry, so I need to buy it.
I can stop this anytime too. This is not going to, you don't want to be in it on there? Then Kristen, I'll put you in it then. Okay, just remember to speak loudly, Kristen. There you go. Okay? Start whenever you want. What are you asking me?
That one's not a good one.
Ask whatever you want. It's up to you. Okay? Just ask the questions and let them talk.
Yes.
Can you tell me the story about the doll?
Speak up, Kristen.
About my doll?
Yeah, your doll.
Well, I had a doll named Gudrun, and one day
I need
after
something to
after
sit on.
school, I was supposed to do my homework, and I didn't mind. I didn't do my homework. I went to play with my doll, and I accidentally dropped her, and her back of her head got cracked, and so I got a little spanking from my father, and the doll was taken away until the next Christmas. And the next Christmas, I got it back with just a Band-Aid on the back of its head.
That was your punishment.
That was my punishment, and I was so, so happy when I got my doll back.
Did you get in trouble for not doing your homework?
I got a spanking.
In school?
No, I got a spanking at home in the kitchen. In the kitchen we had kitchen cabinets, and on top was a stick, like a willow stick. Is that what it is in Worcester?
I think so.
It's like a willow stick, and you hold out your hand and get a hit over your hand with that. And that hurts because it's a real lightweight stick. And my punishment was not, to have the doll be taken away for the rest of that year, and I don't remember what month it was, but for that whole time. I'll never forget that.
What did break?
Don't ask again, but just say your question loud. Say it loudly.
Tell me about the chores or responsibilities that you had as a child.
I think mainly I had to make my bed, and I used to always have to dry dishes, and I hated drying dishes. I much rather would wash dishes than dry dishes, but mostly it was my job to dry the dishes, and to this day I don't like to dry dishes. Right, remember that?
Yeah. But it was my
When it's
turn
gonna be my
to,
turn?
I thought we took turns.
Yeah.
We washed the dishes and we took turns.
But it just seems like, I remember not liking the dry dishes. And
I
always
had
have to dry dishes.
I had that, I tried to, at that time when I had dry dishes, go to the bathroom, which was outside. And I stayed there quite a while and hoping that my mother would do it. But when I came back, I still had to dry the dishes.
I don't recall too many other chores that we had to do.
Oh, on weekends we had to rake the
Rake the-
front and
yeah.
sweep the street.
Oh,
That
yes.
was not,
Yes.
It was just dirt street.
But we would rake it, and you could see all the rake lines in it, and it looked nice, like on the beach, when they rake the sand. It looked nice like that, yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, those streets, you saw a cow and a buggy or no cars. If there came a car, it was a doctor, usually.
Yeah,
That's
I
how.
don't recall really cars, except we had a motorcycle. My father had a motorcycle.
Mhm. That's it.
Yeah. Did we have to feed the rabbits? We had rabbits out in the back, remember the Canadian store?
Yeah, we had to go and get greens, weeds,
Yeah, to feed
stuff
the
to
rabbits.
feed them. And once we had
A goat.
a goat,
Yes.
and we had to take him on a leash
Yes.
down the street,
I forgot about that.
and oh, we hated that.
Mm-hmm.
We hated that. But it had to be done, and we had to do it.
Did we have geese at one time?
Not that I know
A
of.
couple of geese, and there must have been some neighbors or something.
Yeah. So, what else?
That's about it on the shores part, We used to go pick berries, so we had a big, big yard, and we had every kind of berry you can think of. Raspberries, blackberries, gooseberries, you name it, we had all these bushes with all the berries. We used to go out and pick berries too and bring them in.
Yeah, and then twice a week or 3 times a week, a wagon came along, horse wagon, and with big buckets on it and a scale, and he would weigh them and sell them. He weighed them and then he paid money for it, because we had too many to
Yeah, we had.
can.
How big about we were talking about that yesterday, how big about do you think our yard was? Like say an acre, or maybe had a huge yard.
It seemed huge.
With all the fruit trees and all the
I would have to
berries
get
and-
back to that. Maybe could I can't
It's right there.
acreage and stuff. I don't know. Could?
Okay, you just walked, he just looked in.
And then we had asparagus, you know, we used to have the mounds, you know, the asparagus, and you watch the asparagus pop through the ground, and you go with the knife and you stick it down to.
It was a white
It
asparagus.
was white asparagus, yeah, we didn't have the green asparagus like we have here. By the time it got up high and was green, we would throw it away.
Yeah, it was a different kind, little different than our asparagus here.
Once in a blue moon you can buy white asparagus
Yeah.
here, but not too often.
Mm-hmm.
When it's gonna be my turn?
Oh, not for last week. We took one from tape review already. We'll do some more later.
You have to be quiet.
This is about your Oma and Kristen's Oma. This is about when they were little girls. Uncle Kurt thinks it's about an acre. He's not sure, but he said
That's
that
good.
sounds about right.
Yeah, I
Because
thought,
he has seen it,
yeah,
Right.
so, okay.
I thought it would be that, but I'm not real good at guessing, but it was big.
I don't know if this question's on here, but maybe you could tell about what your dad and your mother did, what his job was, and what the kinds of things that Oma used to do when she was, all those little things that she was involved in. Maybe.
That my mother was
Yeah,
around?
tell about your dad being the teacher, the school. Tell about the school.
Yeah, he
and
was a
everything.
teacher, grammar school teacher, and in those days the village was so small that they had grade 1 to 8 all in one room, and he had to teach at different levels. And they learned something too.
Yeah, we did.
And before that, when we were too little, my mother used to teach knitting and crocheting and all that, the girls in the school.
She still did.
She still did when we were,
Yes,
I
because
don't remember
because
that.
I remember something else I did wrong, Our house was, was our house, and then it was just a little hallway, and you open the door, go in the hallway, and open another door, and you'd be in the classroom, like I can show you on that picture that we took, that we still have. And one time after school, I went into the classroom. I think it was with some friends, and we were playing around with the sewing machine, and I broke the needle. You don't remember that? Yes,
No.
I remember that. And so the sewing machine was in the classroom because my mother taught sewing and
Oh,
stuff.
see, that I don't
And
remember.
I broke the needle, and it took me a while before I admitted that I was the one that broke it.
Oh.
I was not supposed to do that
Did you have a
either.
consequence?
I don't recall. I don't recall. Maybe not Mr. Clinton. I don't recall.
See,
I'm sure I did,
Yeah.
but I don't remember what it was. That's one of the things I remember. And let's see. And as far as other things we did, I don't know if you have anything else on the list there, but in the winter time it would get really, really cold. And right next door to us was a hill. We kind of lived, there was a hill going up this way and a hill going up that way. And our house was down below, and next to it was this hill, and in the winter time when it snowed, we would take our sleighs and we would come down the hill, and actually could go across the street because there were no cars or anything, so we didn't have to worry. Come across the street and just go up a little bit on the next hill, and then we used to do these big bumps out of snow. We keep piling the snow together, so when we come down with a sleigh, we'd go over this big bump. Remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
And then we get all wet and everything, and we would come back in the house and take off our clothes, and we had a big tile oven where you put wood in and burn, and the tiles would all get warm, and so we hang our clothes around it so they could dry, and we put on another set of clothes to go back out, but you only have so many sets of clothes to go out in the snow in, remember? And then we couldn't maybe go out again until they were dry, the second set, if we got the second set wet. And then we used to, it got really cold. We used to have what do you call them, the ice flowers up on our windows.
Oh, from frost.
From frost, Then we go like this, to try and get a
out.
hole so we can look out. Remember
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
that?
And once a week they heated our bedrooms, ours and Modern Fridays, just so it wouldn't get too damp and all that.
No,
Because
that I don't remember.
the coal, everything was, we didn't have that much.
You do what to your bedroom?
2 bedrooms, huh?
To
Upstairs.
heat it.
What
To
would
heat
you do
it.
to
Only
heat
once a week because,
They had big stoves, like not stoves.
well, they were, they were from bottom to ceiling and, had a hole where you put the coal in to burn it. And on the outside was all like tile.
Mm-hmm.
You
That
know,
heats the
so-
whole room.
and you have that sitting in your living room,
Mhm.
you know.
Each
And that
room
would,
had one
And
of
it had a
those.
pipe or a vent that went out,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
and that would
So like a
heat.
wood burning stove is what you had.
Yeah, but it was like as big
Old
as
fashioned.
like a refrigerator,
Mm-hmm.
big square, and it was built in, but it had all tile. Looked pretty, it had all tile on the outside.
Then if you have, not in every room, but have a bench and set it against the stove there or whatever, and sit there and when it gets dark, tell stories. Uncle Eric used to do that.
Mhm.
Who's Uncle Eric?
Uncle Eric was,
Oh, Uncle Eric?
Eric,
Oh,
like
Eric.
Eric.
yeah,
He was Erich.
Oh, Eric.
He was
I
great
think-
uncle.
great
He
uncle.
was my mother's uncle,
Yeah, that's what it is.
and he was our great uncle.
He was great in telling
Mm-hmm.
stories.
Did he live nearby?
No, he lived in Stettin.
Yeah, but then later on, and after the war, he was in Kiel, and I worked in Kiel, and on my half a day off, I would go over there and have coffee and cake, and that's when he would tell other stories. And if I didn't watch out, I would go to sleep. It was so cozy. Yeah.
What kind of stories do you tell? Family stories or event things that you've done? Or?
Anything, I guess, I don't know. See, that was when I was 17. I don't know what he told us. But he wrote to us over here then too, faithfully.
And that ring is from his wife.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe I better zoom in on that ring.
That's from Tante Emmy.
Let's see.
And it's got the, what do you call those? Persian Sena? Persian
Deer
Sena.
tooth.
Deer tooth.
Yeah.
Was it pinned?
Look, it has a tie clip like this.
Sorry, I have the tripod, so I'm trying to get it in there. There we go.
Not having me in
Oops.
today.
No, I'm just trying to get her hand in it. Okay.
Yeah.
What other questions are on there, Kristen? I forgot.
Kristen, you can also ask anything that you want to know. If they tell a story and
I
there's
mean,
something
shall
about
we
it.
talk about Christmas?
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, our Christmas was always exciting.
A little different than
A little different,
here.
like we wouldn't put our Christmas tree up until Christmas Eve, and my parents would put it up, and it was in the dining room, and we didn't get to see it until Christmas Eve. And so when the tree was all ready, my father had a little bell, and he would ring the bell. We were in the living room. We had double doors to the dining room, and we would be in the living room. I think they were double doors, weren't they? And when he rang that bell, that meant we could come in. And so we would go in and we looked, and our presents weren't wrapped like yours. And we didn't get,
I think that was mostly because the paper, everything was short.
and we didn't get nearly the presents that you get.
No.
But the presents would all just sit under the tree and
No, on the dining room table, the presents. Because when we came in, we knew 1/4 was mine and 1/4 was Helga's and 1/4.
well, I remember like the when the Wiege gekriegt hast,
Oh, yeah.
that was sitting under the tree.
Yeah, and my doll carriage you got then, and my mother would make new blankets and stuff.
Yeah.
But the rest of the stuff was on the dining room
I could
table.
have sworn like And Gudrun, when I got Gudrun back, that she was sitting under the tree, sitting by the tree on the floor. I don't know why, I just can picture
Yeah.
that. I don't remember the dining room table. Not funny.
Just 4 years difference, no?
But anyway, we came in and we would look and say, oh, I wonder which is mine. That's how we used to do it. Don't you remember talking about that?
I know we had to say first a poem.
Yeah, we had to say at least one each.
Yeah.
You a poem and maybe I a poem.
Uh-huh.
Then we had to sing a couple of Christmas songs. And in the meantime, we keep looking out with one eye and saying, I wonder if that's for me or if that's
Yeah.
for her, kind of thing, remember? And
Do you remember any of those poems?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure if we look through a German poem book, we would remember some of the Christmas things
Yeah.
we said.
Yeah, could be, yeah.
What
And
kind
then
of songs did you sing?
Christmas songs.
Like Leise, wie so der Schnee.
Yeah.
You know, like Kling, Kling-a-ling-a-ling.
Oh,
And songs
Then
like
my
that.
father played the violin, and then he had to play his song. And all the time you're kind of looking, you know.
Yeah.
And then finally you can look at now what he got.
And to eat, we would have hot dogs, potato salad, because you well remember, because we kept up that tradition over here. On Christmas Eve, we have hot dogs and potato salad.
do you remember that, Kristen? That we always have hot dogs and potato salad on Christmas Eve?
No.
But we have something else now too, because not everybody likes hot dogs and potato salad. But that hot dogs, potato salad, and bread is what we used to have for Christmas Eve. And all the years that my children were little, we kept that tradition up until
I know.
my children got married, and now they do it a little bit different.
Yeah,
But
when Omi and Opa and Auntie Lisa and Uncle Mark came over on Christmas Eve, do you remember when we opened our presents together with them? We had hot dogs. And we all, remember when Timmy was doing something with the hot dog? He was making it stick out of his mouth. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That was Christmas Eve. We had hot dogs and potato salad and bread and maybe one or two other things too. Remember now?
Yeah.
Well, that's because they did that when they were
Mhm.
children too. We have that meal because that's the meal they had. It's a tradition that we're keeping in our family.
Uncle Gerald, Uncle Michael, and Tante Judy, they all continue that. And we weren't here, that's what they had for Christmas Eve.
And what about Christmas morning? You want to tell about what you did on Christmas morning? Go to church?
No, we didn't go to
Go to
church.
church.
There was one thing my father,
later on in years, I did.
yeah. But then on Christmas Day, we would at noontime have our goose dinner, roasted goose and red cabbage and potatoes and gravy. That was the standard.
And in the morning, we probably have Stern.
Yes, we have Stollen.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody came, no relatives, nothing, just the immediate family. And the second Christmas Day, then we could invite our parents, invite some friends, or we would be invited for coffee and cake in the afternoon. And then if it was really nice, you know, then maybe supper, which is cold cuts and bread and stuff like that. But Christmas Day, only the four of us, any immediate family.
Mm-hmm.
And our relatives lived too far away anyway, we couldn't have gone to visit. So,
Yeah, the transportation wasn't as convenient as it is today.
No.
Kristen, do you want to ask about how they got around? Because they probably didn't have a car. So why don't you ask them how they got someplace if they needed to go somewhere? If they needed to go to town or if they wanted to go visit somebody. Maybe ask them.
How did you get around?
We used to walk if it
A
wasn't
lot of
too
walking.
far. And if we wanted to actually go to another bigger city, like to visit relatives, then we would go by train. Because we didn't have a car. But my father had a motorcycle, so once in a while we got a little ride on the motorcycle. I know one time I had the mumps, and I had the red Clyde on,
Mm.
and and Fadi wanted to take me out on the motorcycle, and Woody said, no, because I'd had the mumps, she can't go out, and, I wasn't dressed warm enough. Do you remember that? No. I remember that she got so upset because, she's getting over the mumps or something like that, and I couldn't go on the motorcycle. My dad thought it was okay.
That reminds me of when she was small, maybe like 4 years old. I was 8. Could be something like that. We had to walk to the next village, which was about 20 minutes walk or so. And yes, we dressed warm. And my mother, when you have a cap, she put it over the ears, just so you don't.
Yeah, just see the face.
Yeah. So after we left, the two of us, she was little enough so I could do that with her, and I went around the corner and I took that cap a little higher, had some hair out and not over the ears like this. Because she looked so cute. Everybody always said, oh, what a cute sister you have. And when we came back home, I forgot to pull it down before we came home, and my mother noticed the ears. How could you do that? Your ears could have been frozen out. I got it.
I remember you telling me
She
that.
was
I don't
so
think
cute.
I really remember that. But and things were, where we lived were pretty primitive. Like if we needed to go to the bathroom, we had to go outside. We had bathrooms outside because we were at school, so we had more than one. But it was all enclosed. But it was like
An outhouse.
Like an
we went
outhouse
camping,
kind of
Kristen,
thing.
remember that place we went camping? And we had to
Yeah.
just,
Mm-hmm.
And then the water we would get, you didn't get to see that, I'll show you that on the picture. We had a pump out in the backyard, and you go and pump the water, you take a bucket and then carry the water inside. And a bath, we had a wash kitchen across the yard over to the left over there. And then once a week they put water in a kettle to heat it up, and then we got a bath once a week on Saturdays.
Mm.
Every Saturday we would get a bath.
In the winter time, there's a big bathtub. As in the kitchen, we had a big kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And my mother would heat the water, and then the two of us get a bath in there. And after dried up and
Plunge.
plunge it, yeah. When we're done, then we had usually Mohn, remember that Mohn dish we had? It's poppy seed with the day-old or so French bread cut in cubes, and then
Milk.
pour hot milk over it. And that was, we loved that. And that goes with, didn't have that much of anything. So every Saturday, if somebody had it, we would get that, and that was a treat.
Mm-hmm.
Just hot milk over French bread, little sugar, and poppy seed. That was a
Good.
treat.
Mm.
Mhm.
Semmelhapper.
Yeah.
what does that mean?
Semmelhapper.
What does that mean? Like yummy yummy or?
Mhm.
Yeah, like
Sort of.
semmel is like rolls actually, but it was bread, and that's just what we call it, semmel. It sounds so funny, but that's what it was.
Yeah.
And
Oh, that was, you had that after your bath? That was part of your bath?
That was supper then.
that was
And there was a special supper because we didn't have it that often.
How about your parents? How often did they bathe? Did they use the bath water after you would have?
No,
once a week.
The same
Yeah.
day then?
that I don't remember either.
Probably
And
because
they
you don't heat the water that often, and
yeah.
in order to do laundry, that big kettle, and then you put the laundry in there, let it boil, and
The
you
white
just
stuff and
do all that by hand,
I
and then
wasn't
you
sure.
hang it out in the line. Yeah, that was a lot of work. I mean,
Did you
how's-
help with washing
spoiled we are.
clothes?
We'll help
So-
with hanging it out,
Yeah.
maybe.
And then in the winter time, every 4 weeks, we had a woman come and help my mother with the laundry, with big laundry, and like sheets and all the underwear and the long johns. I remember that when you hang them out then, because they freeze.
They freeze. They're all
And then
big
in
and they're
the
stiff.
afternoon, you take them off, just hold them like that, and go upstairs in a loft, and there was lines too, and that's where they would dry the rest of till they're dry. probably took a few days. But I
But they
remember
look
too
funny
when-
being hanging out there all stiff, you
Yeah,
know?
uh-huh.
Was it to just get some of the drips off to hang them outside first, even though it was so cold?
It's supposed to be good for the laundry too, to get it freeze.
Oh.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, no, it wasn't. I don't know. Drips out, yeah, maybe to get she wrung it out, but we didn't have a machine or anything. She washed everything like with the washboard and stuff.
Did we have a ringer though, maybe?
I
No.
don't know.
I don't remember
Not that I
either.
remember.
I know we had one when I came to Vallejo. I know Carl's mother had in the basement a
I
ringer
remember
machine.
seeing that.
Yeah, remember
Yeah.
seeing that?
I
Yeah.
don't
Why don't you tell
remember.
Kristen what a washboard and a ringer are? Because I don't think she knows. Do you? No.
God, the washboard.
Washboard is about this big.
Uh-huh.
Must be pictures somewhere in the book.
I used to
and
have
it's,
one.
And it's got the like metal, corrugated metal, like like
It's like
that.
little hills, little bumps.
Yeah.
That's what,
Oh,
cardboard
I've
sometimes.
seen that before
Yeah.
in
Samantha's books, maybe?
no, in
What'd you see?
when in the Willows.
Oh,
When Mr. Toad had to wash, he was washing the clothes, the soap slipped out of his hands, and he was trying to dry the clothes, he was trying to wash the clothes, and he was pretending to be an old washerwoman.
So that's how they used to, that's how
Yeah.
their mom used to wash their clothes with that.
Mhm.
And did you understand how they dried them out in this, outside, and even when it was cold? And it was so cold that they would freeze, and they'd be stiff, and Tante Ulla showed how she carried it in. Did you understand that?
I need to ask another question.
Sure, go ahead, whatever you want to know.
I want to know your favorite toy.
My favorite toy? I had a doll also. Her name was Erika. Are you thinking of that, Erika? Sorry.
I bought a top the other day and it says Erica, I'm back, just like a little t-shirt kind of thing, it says Erica, I'm back. And I thought, oh darn. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, and I played with her, and also for Christmas, our mother would make knit new dresses or sew new clothes. That's what we get for Christmas. For the doll, we get new clothes or a new blanket for the doll carriage and things like that, because we didn't have that much. But it was nice getting new outfits.
Yeah, we were very
Mhm.
excited.
Mm-hmm. And that one, I had a medium-sized doll and then a little one, and that was a boy doll. And I always wanted a big brother, so I never had one. And his name was Horst, a little. And for that too, my mother would knit and crochet things, and especially for her stuff. Then we had games here, like we said, you know what you have here too.
We
more or
did a
less.
lot of pretending too. We used
Yes,
to play
we-
house and pretend
Yes.
with our dolls and take them for a walk, or on Sundays sometimes we go for a walk with my parents in the forest, and we always tried to walk quite a bit behind so we could pretend and tell stories and pretend like we were.
We were two wives, you know, two mothers, and our husbands were in the war. And I think I had two boys. And didn't you have three children?
I don't remember because
But anyway, we had children, and then what they were
Yeah.
wearing, and what we made for them, little outfits and stuff. And when Muddy and Farley looked around, and said, "Come on, come, don't," because we always stayed behind. We didn't want them to hear us pretending like that. Huh? And then do you remember? Then we pretended some other friends, and I don't like what she's wearing and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I'll just pretend.
Oh, goodness, yes.
What about your favorite toy?
My favorite toy I think was Gudrun. She was my favorite.
She was that kind of a material doll, except bigger than
That's
that.
like the Gudrun I've had in the bucket that you saw the other day.
That's why she has.
And that's why I take her away, because I don't want anything to happen to
The
her.
one that has the little pacifier.
No,
That one.
no, that one, I think we named that one Christina. The one with the pacifier, the one from Germany, that one.
That
we
big
friend
one,
bought,
yeah.
yeah. And then the other one is Pauline, the one with the blonde hair. It's
I named
Pauline.
her Pauline.
You named her Pauline, which is nice, because she came from my friend Pauline up the street. And then it was also nice because her grandmother, no,
Yeah.
her great-grandmother, his name was Pauline.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a good name for her.
Did you get presents for your birthday?
Yes, and you know what, I don't really remember that much.
What kinds of presents?
I don't even know if we really got presents for our birthdays.
Probably some new socks or some to wear what she made.
Yeah, nothing.
I remember being 4 years older when it was my birthday, and you could invite a couple girls to coffee and cake. And by that time, I was already 11, 12. And if nothing else, then you could buy a little pot with the hyacinths, the spring flowers, you know. And they would put colored, you buy them, and put colored paper around it, and that was a nice birthday gift. Otherwise, you couldn't buy much of anything, so they would bring some very little. Just
And
the
I know
idea.
we'd have a cake, you know, because
Yeah,
I know,
we used to buy a
I
bake a
know
cake.
the January when we had to leave our home, you had a cake.
Yeah.
Remember, did you give it to Tony Turkey next door? Or?
Yeah, when we left, I had birthday on Saturday, and then Monday, we left.
Yeah.
Maybe you could tell Kristen, I'm not sure she really understands about the war and when the war started and how it affected your life. Do you understand about the war that they lived when there was a war going on? Yeah, I didn't think she knew much about that. You might want to explain.
I think I remember that you told me that she took she could hardly take anything, and I think you told me that she could only take. I think that she took. The only couple of things that she took were the doll carriage and her doll.
I just had a little doll that I took. We had took the baby, actually our baby buggy carriage is what we took and put stuff in. And then because it was in January, there was lots of snow, and then we took the sleigh and we put suitcases on the sleigh, and we started walking because we had to leave. Well, we didn't have to leave, but we did because the enemy was coming. And so we walked and walked and walked, and we're getting so tired, and we kept dropping things, and you know, pretty soon all we had was the knapsack on our back. And then some German soldiers came to pick us up, to take us to the next town, because the next town was far away. And so.
Plus we walked through the forest, because on the highway there were the Russians. So.
And then we saw that we lived. It's another thing I forgot to say. What we did in the summertime, we did quite a bit of swimming. We lived like 5 minutes away from the river called the Oder. And but as we were walking in the winter, we used to go swimming there in the summer. And as we were walking in the winter time, then the Russians blew up the bridge, and we saw the bridge being blown up into pieces. Remember
Then,
that?
yes, and then later on we heard, that there were supposed to be 2 tanks on that bridge, and we said, oh, goody, they got those, you know.
Yeah. I don't remember that part, but you know.
Somebody said it
Yeah.
on the way.
And then they came to pick us up, and they came on, it was a pretty big truck, covered truck, and okay, so we started to go in, but they didn't let my mother come in with it, so my mother was in another car. Actually, it was a convertible with some officers,
Jeep,
right?
sort of Jeep type of thing, no?
Jeep? I thought it was a convertible.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. And then we were so scared, we thought maybe we never see my mother again, because it's not like we could see the car, you know. And then we got really thirsty, and there was a window in the truck, and we go out and take some ice off the roof to eat because we were thirsty. Remember that?
No,
Yeah, I remember. You
No.
don't remember that?
no.
Yeah.
I just remember there were a
In
couple of wounded.
Lastwagen.
Yeah, there were a couple of wounded soldiers in there, and other soldiers, and we just in there. Yeah.
And then we got to the town, to a train station, and that's where we were supposed to, get on a train. And luckily, we found my mother. I mean, with all the people there, it is just like what you see on TV now, which is the same thing. And so we were supposed to take the next train to Berlin, and my mother said, I don't want to go to Berlin because of all the bombing that was going on there. And the Red Cross people said, you go there or you stay here. Well, there was fighting going on there, so we had to hurry up and go in a bunker before we could get on a train because there was shooting going on out in the streets. And then when that was over, we came back out and back to the train, and then we were literally shoved into the train. I mean, there was just so many.
But one thing I have to
People.
say, the Red Cross saw to it very thoroughly that this family stayed together. It was so crowded, but no, those three people together in yet.
And then the train started to go, and it just creeped over this bridge because there was shooting going on. You could see houses burning. And I mean, you could have slowly walked along next to that train because it was just crawling, and you couldn't have any light or anything because if we would have been seen, they would have shot at us. And then my mother all of a sudden, I don't remember that except from hearsay, but she couldn't find me. And
You're
you
standing there in the train, like sardines.
Somebody took me on their lap.
And you were 10, right? 10 years old?
Yes.
Yes. So Kristen, she was 10 years old when this was happening.
And Mutti all of a sudden moves.
Yes, she said, where's Helga? Oh gosh, my daughter's gone. Where's Helga? Helga, where are you? And then somebody said, there's something heavy, warm on my feet. So she was standing, fell asleep, and just went down like that.
Well, that
she
was
there.
how many nights, second night or third night that we really had no sleep, that we were just on the move. And that's where I was. And then we got to outside of Berlin, and that's where we stayed with an aunt of my father's for 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And there was no bombing, but there was bombing going on in Berlin.
You could see it from.
You go outside at night, you could see it just like what you see on TV now.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
Kosovo.
Yeah, I mean it hits so much home of what's going on there. That brings back not very good memories. But
Maybe you could go backtrack now and tell Kristen what it was like when the war really started to affect your life, too. Or what was going on. Because you were saying, you made references, well, you couldn't get paper and stuff. I don't think Kristen really knows.
I don't think that ever had any big effect on me because I probably didn't know any different from whenever the war started to, it probably kind of was always that way.
And that you couldn't buy much of anything until 48 anyway, until the new money came out,
But she's trying to say, when did it affect us, like when the war first started. But I
For
don't.
us,
Because you were in depression already anyway, before
yeah,
World War I.
we just grew up that way, and to us it was normal.
Yeah. Kristen, let me just say something so you understand. Before Omi and Tante Ulla were born, there was a very big war, and Germany was involved in that war. And so when that war ended, they were one of the losers. They lost the war. And a lot of times when a country has lost a war, they're more poor than they were when they started. And so that happened with Germany, and so there were even fewer things available to the German people during that time. So they were living in something called the Depression, which meant that they, like Tante was saying, they didn't have wrapping paper available for wrapping their gifts. It was just not something they could buy, even if they had the money for it. It wasn't something that was available to them. So that's what they're like compared to Opa, who was here in San Francisco, even though he didn't live in a wealthy family, he had more things available to him because he lived in a different place in the world that wasn't, even though there was a depression, it wasn't
There were
wasn't
things
as bad.
tough here too.
Yeah, but
But not
compared
like-
to Germany,
Mm.
the United States was in a much better position. But there was a depression going on here also, but I don't think Kristen can even
No.
No.
imagine what that's like to not have all these things. Well, they didn't have washers and dryers or anything like that. Did you have an ice box where you had no ice man? Because Opa had the iceman come around with big blocks of ice in a truck and deliver the ice so they could keep things cold. That's why it's called an ice box. But so when in the summertime, maybe you could tell
We had
about some of the foods you ate or how.
Well, we had the die Speise come around. That probably was our
there was a
coolest
small,
place.
yeah, brick houses. They were
Cool.
pretty insulated, yes. And there was
And something like milk, you wouldn't
Why do you tell her about that? 'Cause
you
she-
wouldn't have it. You get it fresh every day to drink it if you were drinking milk, right?
yeah,
You get it.
not every day, then every other day, whatever.
Yeah.
And if it gets sour, well, that's how you wanted it in the evenings. You put some sugar on it and mix it, and you eat it as
it gets kind of
supper.
stiff, and yeah.
Hmm.
Just
Did you have a cow? Did you know a cow?
No.
Or did you have a neighbor?
after we, getting back to after the war, and then from Berlin we came to Wickling, which is Schleswig-Holstein, and that's where people took us in and gave us a room. We were like refugees,
Mhm.
and we got one room to live in, and that was on a farm, and they had a cow, and I one time did go out and milk a cow actually.
I learned how, and I
Yeah.
always wanted to go along.
Yeah, okay. And then we used to work on the farm, like in fall. We used to get like school vacation in fall, a week or 2 weeks,
2
Haps
weeks,
Fair,
mhm.
and
To help and to-
so we could go and help work in the fields. Like that's when the potatoes, and they go along with the plow, the horse and the plow, and you go behind and pick up the potatoes in the big basket. Then you take it and dump it into the big wooden bag, and they would try to come real fast to tease us, And then we used to go, rake the hay,
Mhm.
and they do the big hay, and then all the hay goes up on the hay wagon. Remember the time I sat on top and the hay wagon fell
Tipped
over,
over.
and I was all under the hay, and I thought I was gonna die. I mean, couldn't breathe. I mean, I was under all this hay, but they got me out.
It wouldn't be
So
all
there I
like
was
it.
about 12 or
Yeah.
13, maybe 12.
Then maybe a bit far out, the fields were too far to go home. At noon, then they would bring us lunch
Mm-hmm.
from the farm.
The farmer would bring us the lunch.
Yeah.
And then also I was telling her, was that the Americans or the English that in Wickling, when they came, they came by in the convertible and they get out and they come to the door with a gun and they say eggs.
That was right after,
Mm-hmm.
in May when that was happened, yeah.
But now were they Americans or were they
No,
the English?
British,
Were the
uh-huh.
English?
Americans were down southern Germany.
Okay, yeah, that's why when Americans
And
are
Helga-
like in southern Germany, that's
And
right.
Helga was so, well, it was all strange to us anyway, and everybody was like this. But
I mean, it's
then there came
scares you.
some British cars through, with soldiers, and Helga goes and opens the curtain and looks, and I think Frau
Westphal?
Westphal said, "No, don't you do that,"
Oh, it points
It
a
was a
gun at
child.
you. I mean, it's
Child,
it scares you.
yeah.
But then they come to the back door and they say eggs and go down and get the eggs and give them the eggs.
That was right after the war, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Those are just
but
scary
remember,
things you remember.
right short before the war was it? I think it was still the Germans. Then word got around, that there are German soldiers outside of the village, and they have candies and they hand them out to kids. And we went there too, and had to climb over the fence.
No, where was this in
in
Wickling?
Rickling. And
Ist das,
you
wenn
tour,
ein Tor meine Mine are sweatpants
Yeah.
I had on. I never forget navy blue sweatpants.
There's a little triangle
And-
like
and-
that in there.
But you
Just-
don't want to rip anything when you can't buy another pair.
And when we came home, we got the candies, and my mother saw
Yeah.
that. Oh my gosh, that wasn't worth the candies, rubbing you got, How could you,
And then, we used to work in the fields and the planes would come and those were the Americans.
Mm-hmm.
And they come and
Just down, bang, bang, bang.
bang,
up
bang,
again.
bang, bang. So as soon as we hear a plane come, we had to go like this, hide behind the bushes and lay down.
When was this? This is before you left your house or after?
Or
And
after.
this was in
Yeah, that's
Schleswig-Holstein.
We lived
Yeah.
in North Germany.
From when you were from 10 to 14 and from 14
That
to
was-
18 for you?
That probably was from January to what, May was the war over?
45.
45.
You left your house in January
Uh-huh.
and then the war was over that May.
Uh-huh, I think.
So
Wasn't
you
that
weren't
about-
away from your home for very long.
No.
See, I remember the story differently. I thought it was years that you were away from your home before the war was over.
Mm-mm.
So January of 45 is when you left your home.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying from that January to May, when the planes were flying over and you're working in the fields on that farm, is when when the planes were shooting down.
Yeah.
Okay. I said I didn't know that. That's something I didn't know about.
Yeah, we had to, I mean, that actually,
Do you understand that, Kristen?
Yeah.
Do you really? They're out there
Yes.
working in the fields and some military planes come by and shoot. They had to hide to make sure they didn't get killed. Can you imagine doing that when you're 13 and 10 and 12?
No, because I'm not 15, 10, or
Well,
12.
if you sat on it, it happened to 7-year-olds.
yeah.
You wanna look on your list and see if there's some other questions on your list that you
I
would
can
sure to.
imagine that. That would be
Something else I
pretty
was
scary.
gonna say.
It just says on this paper, tell me about an exciting or scary experience you had as a child.
Well, I think those were all pretty scary, exciting things, huh?
But before, whatever, when it was not so dangerous, I remember too that whenever there was a thunderstorm, which we had quite a few over there,
Oh my gosh.
Elga was so scared you would find her
Under the
underneath
table.
the dining room table, and also when the chimney sweep came.
Yeah, when the sunshine figure came, I know.
She didn't like that, and you find her under the table.
I go right under the table.
Do you know what a chimney sweep is, Kristen?
No.
Well, think about from Mary Poppins. What does a chimney sweep do? We've had one at our house. too.
Oh,
Dressed in black,
All just black with the black
top hat.
top hat on.
and
What's their job? What do they do?
they clean the chimney, and when Mary Poppins and somebody, he had black spots all over his face,
Mm-hmm.
and Ulla only had a tiny bit of peach on his face, and the kids, they knew him, but they got so scared because he didn't look like the person he was, but you could see his skin, you didn't see any black on him, and they got so scared that they almost turned him in, because he grabbed, I can't remember her name, but he grabbed her brother and said, put my brother down, leave him alone.
Speak up. Speak up.
Then he's like, he's saying that they know him from something they did together with Mary Poppins. They saw him at the park,
And then he wasn't so scared when he realized you knew him.
and then he took a tissue and he wiped his face, and then and they weren't so scared because they saw who it really was.
Why don't you ask Ollie why she was scared of the chimney sweep?
Why were you scared?
I don't know, probably because he had a black face and, he just scared me and this was when I was little,
Yeah,
How
yeah.
young?
4 or 5, and then up. Once she was scared, and that's it.
So when you were Kristen's age, you were still hiding under the
I
table?
think so.
Yeah, could be.
From the chimney sweep or from the thunder?
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah. But one time, I don't remember, I only remember this from hearsay, when swimming in the Oder, and I almost drowned, right?
Mhm.
You just saw I had like a blue play suit on or something, and you could just see the blue bubble.
The air in like a play suit, yeah. But all you saw is the material, like, the air in there, and so we didn't see the head and nothing anymore. And I think I saw you, and Fadi saw you. Fadi jumped there, went in then after you and got you. It wasn't so far away, but scary that you were just.
I mean, I remember that
The
just
river,
from you
the
telling
river
me.
was, it's smooth, and all of a sudden it's a hole in there. And you're a child like that, and you just.
And we used to like to go outside and play in the summer, because we have rain in the summer. All of a sudden there'd be a thunderstorm and rain when I was a little older. But we used to, have shorts on and just the top,
It could get very warm.
And we go outside. We'd love to just put our feet, stomp in the puddles. Remember doing that?
Yeah.
Oh, what was really scary one time, this was in Rickling already, but one time I was outside and there was a thunderstorm and a thing came right in front of me, a lightning. That was scary.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm still scared of thunder and lightning.
You are?
Yes, I don't, it's the lightning you have to be afraid of, not the thunder, but, it's just there's something.
Because thunder, you can't see thunder, you just hear thunder.
Mm-hmm.
Lightning you can see and hear.
No, you don't hear lightning. You see lightning.
But you don't want to get too close to the light.
No.
Look on your list and see, make sure, because I bet a lot of these questions were answered, but look and see if there's anything.
And then, like I told you, when we came to Rutherford, because of the war, they have the the sirens going for, that you have to go in a bunker or whatever. And when I came over here, I came to Rutherford, and the first couple of nights we were there, we were sleeping upstairs. And remember when the for the volunteer fire department or whatever, the siren was right above. Like right,
house, yeah.
like it would be right above here, and sound asleep, and all of a sudden that siren goes off, and we didn't know it, and it was loud, and it scared us so much because the war still was in you, although we didn't have a lot of air raids where we lived, but it still was there, and it was, oh, I was scared. Talking about the lightning, that reminded me of that. I think I brought that up there on the wine train, or maybe it just took probably, when we took the wine train and went by the store, what used to be the store.
Did you, I don't know who I should ask.
Ask them both.
Did you guys, sleep with something?
Did we what?
Did you sleep with your doll?
Like a special blanket or doll or toy, I think she's asking kids. Is that your own question?
Not that I remember.
I think I used to, it seems to me I slept with that little doll, and I wish I knew where that was. When we had to leave our home, we obviously, just ended up with a knapsack. We couldn't take, any toys that we did have, we had to drop as we were walking along because we just couldn't anymore. And I had a little doll like about this big, and I had it in the back of my pocket, and I guess it fell out as we're walking along. Then Tana Ulla said she picked it up and gave it back to me. I may have slept with that doll, but maybe not. I don't really remember necessarily sleeping with anything.
Question. What did the doll look like? What color hair did she have?
She didn't have any hair. She was a doll kind of like those two dolls in there. Only she was made out of that same kind of material, and she had hair looking this plastic.
Was it plastic?
Yeah, it
and
was.
brown. Was it brown or?
I I don't remember if it was brown or blondish, like those dolls. But it was just, about this
Yeah,
big.
that big.
I'm gonna try and make it.
I wish I had that doll. I would, would be.
Kristen, maybe when you do your oral presentation in school, you can borrow the doll that Ellie has at her house.
The big one.
That
Mhm.
is Gudrun now. No, the one that's the littler one. That looks more like that one.
That sits in the doll
Oh,
carriage.
that one?
You could
Mhm.
maybe bring that one in, and then you could show that was a doll like the one that Omi had, and you could
But
tell the
that's
story.
not true.
No, you could say it
That's
looks
I have
like
one
it.
just like that.
Mhm.
But it's not the exact.
No, of course
No,
not.
and,
It's
but
to show the
Tante
class. to
Ulla
look
brought
at.
it, how many years ago for me from Germany? She brought me one, and I named it Gudrun just like my doll when I was little.
See, when I came, I think for Gerald's wedding or what, and as we were talking, I said, oh, Helga, you remember the celluloid puppen?
Yeah.
Celluloid, they call that material. They have them again in Germany, and I'm going to get one just for sentimental reasons. And she said, me too, please bring me one. Just for sentimental reasons, no?
And I named it Gudrun, just like my original one.
So wouldn't that be nice, Kristen? And
Yeah.
then when you tell the story about the doll, and that she didn't do her homework and she had her doll taken away, and
Mhm.
you could show it was a doll just like that one.
But what if cracked it in the back and she put a Band-Aid on?
You could put a Band-Aid on to show.
Just a Band-Aid. But
You can put a Band-Aid on there and say that's where she was
Mm-hmm.
cracked.
her hair.
There's no hair.
It's pretend.
See that
Yes.
doll in there? It doesn't have real hair. It's not like the one that sits in the crib. It's the other one.
You know your baby doll?
I hardly ever have her
Oh,
out.
It's just pretend hair.
Baby.
Yeah, it's hair like that. It
I have
looks-
2 babies.
Why don't you look at your list and see if there's something else you
I
missed?
still have that little hat I made for myself.
That's
Yeah.
everything.
I have to see if I can find it that I
I
made
don't
it.
really want to do it.
Well, you need to ask that question too.
I already.
Why don't you tell, why don't you ask that question?
Because I don't know what, like, how she should explain it.
Let her ask the question and then
I asked her, she was asking, she didn't get
Ask me again.
ask her
it.
this.
Tell me about your family and how you first came to America. She already
I
told
came-
me about her
I came to America because my aunt was here, my mother's sister was here, and she lived in Rutherford. And actually, my mother and her sister came over here in 1923, and they worked here for like 5 years. And then then they came home for a visit. They saved up money, and that's when my mother met my father over in Germany. And then they came back, and then my mother went back and married my father, and that's why we stayed over there. But her sister, my Aunt Bertha, stayed here, and she eventually married, and they bought a grocery store in Rutherford. And after the war, they thought maybe we'd like to come over here because my father died in the war, and so there was just my mom, my sister, and myself. And so they arranged, sponsored us and everything. We had to wait for visa and quota and all that stuff, and eventually came over here. Yeah, and lived up in Rutherford in the grocery store that they have. And then eventually we moved to Vallejo. So that's sort of explain it.
Mm-hmm. Do you understand that, Kristen, how
Yeah.
that works? Is there anything else you want to tell about your father? You didn't tell very much about your father.
I'll wait till Ulla comes, she can do that better. Now, what's the next question?
No, it says tell me about your family again.
Well, how about tell more about the house you grew up in and the things you and your family did for entertainment? Is there anything else that you want to add?
No.
And Omi might want to.
There's-
Again, Ulla might remember a little bit
Okay,
more.
well,
you
then why
can
don't
look
you
at the
ask-
list and if
No, ask her. You need to interview, so you ask the questions. Okay, why did you ask her this? Because this is something you want to ask Omi. Tell her about your school years. What was your school like, and what did you like best about school? Because those are, ask her that question.
Tell me about your school years. What was your school like, and what did you like best about school?
Well, my school was very nice because I never, like in the winter time when all the kids had to walk out in the snow to walk to school, like I said before, I just had to open a door, go through a hallway, open another door, and I was in class. And that was really neat. And like sometimes school would be closed when there was too much snow, and then I just got to play in the classroom. We had a big room to play in sometimes, huh? What did I like best about school?
Nothing.
Did
What
you,
was your favorite thing about school?
were you doing reading or writing?
Mm-hmm.
What kind
Arithmetic.
What kind of books did you read?
What kind of books did we read?
Could you name them?
Mm-mm.
You didn't like to read as much as I did
I
as
still
a
don't,
child.
unfortunately.
And then I remember too, I liked to read about forest animals and stuff, anything what they do too, you know.
Well, keep telling her, because
And then another thing that I remember in the winter time, naturally we only heated one room every day, which was the living room. And we had our dinner, our meals in there. Everything else was cold because we didn't have enough
cool.
cold. And so I remember one time too, I was sitting on the sofa and reading Mummermann, or one of those stories. And my mother came and she says, Ursula, set the table. Yes, I'll set the table. Or in a minute, you know, the next paragraph. And well, this was, yes, we had to help like that too. But then I was reading also, and Helga was kind of restless and this and that. Oh, Ursula, why don't you play a game with your sister? Oh, okay, Helga, we play a game. Play whatever we played, card game. And that was just, I mean, I'm saying something bad now, but
Well, don't
If
say
she-
you could take this tape to school.
no, we won't. We would just do parts of the tape if we
and when we played, you know, 4 years difference, it was a difference. So when I played and I won, she got mad. If I let her win and she found out that I let her win, she got mad. Remember?
I still get mad.
And instead of letting me read, now I had to play with her. Memories,
Would you have rather read?
Yeah.
yeah. Because, you know, but when we played house in the living room, that was kind of fun.
Mhm.
Took pillows as walls and this and that, and yeah. So that was that. In school, did I have a favorite subject? No. I liked everything except history and geography. I didn't like it. And now I'm
And
sorry.
I still don't. I
I'm
neither.
sorry
I much
that I
rather
don't
like
know.
math better than I did,
Mhm.
and grammar. Like even when I came over here, I liked that better than writing reports or history. I never liked it, and I always kind of got by because I was from Germany, you know, when I came over here, which is too bad, actually, you know. But
You want to put another tape in?
sure. What I do? Oh, there it is.
And Kristen, Omi was 14 when she came over here, and Tana Ulla was 18. So she still had to finish high school, but Tana Ulla was finished high school.
No, I wasn't finished, but I was too old
Wow.
to go.
Yes, because you didn't get to go for a while.
No, we're going to have lunch in a little bit, okay?
Maybe ask a couple more questions and then you could do.
You can
Is it on here?
those catalogs on the counter.
Thank you.
Okay, no. Do you have any those pressing plays?
Oh, it's raining hard now.
Weather is.
I know, I can't believe it's April 5th.
It's really coming down now.
Let's see what else you want to ask on this, and then you can ask some more later. Let's see.
Do you ask everything?
A lot of, oh, you know, this question you haven't asked, this is an important one. Almost everything has been answered. Do you
Just
want me to
in
ask the
general,
question?
you know.
Yes.
Tell me what are the greatest changes you've seen in your lifetime? So that would be something you could hear from both of them.
Okay.
Well, a big change was probably, you know, when we had to leave our home when we were in 1945 and losing our father. And a big change was coming over to America.
Yes.
That was a big change because not speaking the language, I didn't speak the language at all. All I knew was hello and thank you, and I guess I knew eggs. But I mean, basically, that's all I knew. And we came over December 21st to America, and it was such a different 1949.
49.
And it was such a different Christmas from what we were used to. And that was an awful Christmas.
Why don't you describe it? How it was different?
Well, first of all, one of the things I remember, my Aunt Bertha, Christmas Eve, gave me a pound bar of Ghirardelli chocolate.
For all of it.
Oh, it was for all of
yes.
us.
Yeah, that was a lot.
And we ate it up that night. And she came up the next morning into our room, and she couldn't believe that we could eat that whole bar of chocolate in one evening.
It was 3 of you? Oma
Yeah.
also?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know how
But
much
we
Oma
ate
but-
most of it.
Yeah. And she just couldn't
was-
understand it. Then the next day we went to, did we go to Aunt Tessie's for Christmas? Yes.
Christmas Eve.
No, Christmas Day. Christmas Eve we were at home, at the store, at the grocery store. And then, and they were passing cake around, and, you know, they're passing a plate of fruit cake around, and we said, no, thank you, you know.
We didn't know it
We
was
don't,
from home.
no, we don't like it because we didn't like citronade, the
Yeah.
citrus fruit in it.
Yeah.
We could see it in it.
Oh,
And
God,
my
yeah.
Aunt Bertha just couldn't, well, after the war, and you haven't had anything, and like, we wouldn't turn down anything, you know, but there were so many different cakes that you could have a choice, but we didn't want the fruit cake because it's the citrus in it. I remember. But that Christmas was not very good. That
Then-
first year was hard.
And
to
then
be over here.
when we had, you know, then they started singing Christmas carols in the house at Aunt Tessie's. No, that's
Mhm.
not. Somebody turned the, Norma played the piano. And, okay, Silent Night, we knew the song and some of the others. But, Oh Holy Night and all these other things, other Christmas songs we didn't know. They were all singing on the piano. To us it sounded like jazz. And I thought, how can they do that on Christmas Eve, to play that kind of music? Until we learned that is beautiful Christmas music, but it was strange to us. And then the food was different, and everybody yak in English. And boy, we two got along so great because we were in the same boat. No?
And
And
then,
Oma could speak English.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then
But it had to
The
come
day-
back to her too again, you know.
the
wasn't
day
that-
after New Year's, you know, we only been here 2 weeks, they decided to have us go to school and, you know, start school in high school right away.
She had to, you had to.
Yeah,
I didn't have to go, but Uncle Gus wanted me to go to get used to the language.
to
you
the
know.
sound. Well, you had some English in
4 years
German.
before that, and I thought, oh, that comes back quick. When what he used to say, practice your vocabulary. Yeah, sure.
But so we get to the school that morning, and they put me in 10th grade, sort of according to my age, and you in 12th grade because you were older. And they separated us, and oh my gosh. And so I'm in this classroom, the first classroom, and all of a sudden this bell rings. Now remember, I was used to being in one classroom all day long. We never, you know, except to go out on a break and play in the yard or something. But otherwise, we all were in one classroom. And so I'm in this class, and all of a sudden a bell rings, and the bell rings pretty loud, in school when you're not
Right.
used to it. And then some girl would come take my hand and then take me to another classroom. An hour later, or less than an hour, another bell rings, and then at lunchtime I got to be with my sister. And Mr. Pasalakwa,
Yeah.
he knew a little bit of German, and he in between classes tried to tell me that I would see you at lunchtime, but I didn't quite understand. His German wasn't that good, and but I got the rough idea. You can't believe how thrilled I was to see my sister at noon. I mean, that was awful.
And then the following weeks, it was Mr. Pasalaka, Mrs. Voorhees or something like that. There were maybe 2-3 teachers in the school where we had classes with. And I went there to learn the language or get used to it. And what did they do? They used a little bit of German they knew from when they were stationed in Germany on us. And we wanted the opposite,
Yeah, they were trying to impress us
helpful,
to,
yeah.
but that they could speak German. And but that was hard, and especially the first day, the first days or weeks, it was tough to go to school and not
Then-
speak.
One time we were,
But everybody was very helpful and
Yes.
very nice. I mean, all the kids and.
I remember one girl, we must have been in a break or what, she came to us and said, do you know what it means when we say hi? Mm-hmm. Hi is hi, right? She said, it means hello. Oh. Things like that.
Because you also learned the English.
That too, but I learned it when I
in
was
school.
10
not
years
the
old.
American English.
Right.
From 10 years old to 14. And then we didn't go to school anymore at home.
Yeah, we lost after the war. We lost a whole year of
I
school.
was going to ask you, so
There were no
when,
books to be
when
had
was
or
your
anything.
dad gone? How old were you when your dad left?
13 and 9.
And then nobody taught you that year? There was no school?
Yes.
No,
Did somebody come?
there was school.
There was school.
Did somebody
No,
else come and teach?
after the war,
Oh.
in Wickling is when we had a year. After the war,
Until
there
December,
were no
from January till that next January when you went here in St. Helena?
I don't.
No.
No.
Because you left your own house in January, right?
Uh-huh.
And then you ended up here December 21st.
No, we lived 5 years in northern Germany before we came over
Well,
here.
that's what I thought.
From 45 to 49, we lived in Wickling.
Okay, that's what I thought. But then I asked you earlier in the tape, you left in January and then you...
And in May, the
The
war
war
was
ended.
over. But that's when we worked in the fields. We
So
lived
you
in
stayed on that
in
farm
Wickling.
for those years after the war? You stayed in that same
In that
spot?
town.
In that town, yeah.
Okay.
We
okay,
moved to
that's-
another house, but yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay, now I've got it straight. Okay, so.
Yeah, we lived in Wickling until 49, that December 49.
So you stayed in that farmhouse until the war ended, and then after that was when you lived in the room, you rented a room, and Oma got a job. What, did she wash clothes, or what did she do?
No, she sewed
She
she
sewed.
worked in a place like Imola.
Oh, in a mental hospital?
Uh-huh. And there was a big sewing room and, repairing sheets and stuff. And she got her food there also. But it
And
was
where were
through
you
the
during
state.
the day?
I was in school until 1, and then I was on my own. I'd maybe go up to where my mom worked, and we had with friends. So there was what was her name? Barbara was the daughter's name. That she was the cook, and she always give my mom a little extra to take home at night. Like at night we'd have like milk soup, and so there'd be enough for both of us to eat. And then then we looked forward to the care packages that came from America. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Remember? Like
Then we could
Tana
have
Anna,
everything.
like Uncle Hank's mom and Carl's mom and different ones would send us packages over. Oh, then another thing that was awful, I used to, after the war when I lived in Wickling, I used to sometimes babysit. And then I also, on Saturdays for Dunkas, they had a grocery store also, I would help clean a little, like the kitchen. And it was my job on Saturdays to mop the kitchen floor. So I had these, so to mop the floor, I didn't want to wear my only pair of high-top shoes that I had that was sent from America. Because you couldn't buy shoes after the war. And I had those shoes, now my mouth is getting dry.
Okay, so
please. And I had those shoes and I took them out, left them out in the backyard because there was a store. They used to sell like potatoes and coal to burn in stoves, and they had these big bins out in the backyard, and people, because they couldn't have it in this, all in the store, because it was cold enough, people would go out and back there and get, the store guy would go out and get so many potatoes or so many coal or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, I put my shoes out there and I had these wooden clogs like, thank you. And I would take the, and I wore the clogs to mop the floor, and when I came back out, my shoes were gone.
That was scary.
And that was, I was
Thank you.
cried, I was so upset because now all I had was wooden clogs, I had no shoes. But the people knew who had bought some coal that came back there, and he was from another town, I forget where, and anyway, they called and didn't call and probably, somehow I got my shoes back, and I was so thrilled to get these high-top shoes back, but that was my only pair.
I didn't hear when I went in the kitchen. How did they disappear?
Somebody took them.
Somebody took them. Did
Somebody that came back to get some coal, and the store owners knew who came back there, the only person that bought
they
coal.
were stolen. They were stolen.
They
took
were
them
stolen.
intentionally.
And I got them back. And then, we used to have to stand in long lines to get a quart of milk. You had a container and you stand in line after the war to get milk, and food was where,
And
no
stamps
meat.
all rationed.
All rationed. Yeah, it's...
Do you know what that means, Kristen? That something's rationed? Maybe they only can tell you. We can stop this because I'm not. You've been so good in there.
Oh. You getting sleepy? You still take a nap?
She's a big
Sometimes?
girl.
No?
Sometimes.
She looks like a mom, doesn't she? Or is that just me seeing that?
I see girls in here too.
Yeah, maybe take a lunch break.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds right. Let me turn this off, or do you want to still talk? We can still talk.
No.
We
Yeah.
can leave it on.
We'll
Whatever.
talk after.
Okay? I
Maybe
just don't
not.
want to miss anything.
I'll put
Put
it
it
next
over
to
your
you, so we want to see your face too.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to zoom in close to this.
It's the smile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Don't you think?
Oh, that's adorable. Oh gosh, yeah, it looks so much. And the hair is the same.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you lower it a little bit so I can see your mouth? There you go.
Like this?
Yeah, perfect. Okay, thank you.
No.
It's kind of Ulla when
no,
she
I
was.
think she just had a little bucket and she thinks it's her. You think that's you? You do? That's your Oma when she was a little girl. Yeah, your Oma over there. And she was a little girl. She was a little girl once too, just like you, see? Does that look like you?
Doesn't
It
it?
does, doesn't it?
She lives here. And you know what? My dad went into her tummy and he got out and he lived here.
Mm-hmm.
He lived here.
You know what? When I was your age, I used to come here and see your daddy and play with your daddy.
Why?
Because he was my cousin.
You're a cousin?
Yeah,
Yes,
just
he
like
still is.
just like Megan and Brandon are your cousins.
Don't bend it.
He's still my cousin, even though we're grown-ups.
Mm-hmm.
And do you work?
That's my sister.
Do you work with him?
No, we don't work together. We live in different places and we have different kinds of jobs.
Oh, we lived in Stockton.
Yeah. We live in a city called Novato. But we used to live in San Diego.
I like that too.
And we live in Napa.
Oh.
I live in Napa.
You've
San
been
Diego?
Mm-hmm. Napa.
Put it over here. Sue.
Oh,
And did
You
you know
realize
that
that
your
thing's
Oma is my sister?
yeah,
Just like Sammy is your sister?
yeah. But she always be mean to me like Amanda.
She always what?
She always be mean to me, and Amanda always be mean to me too.
Yeah, big
Your
sisters
two
are like
sisters
that.
always mean to you? That's not very nice, is it?
Jeffrey sometimes, Nikki and Jeffrey are sometimes mean. It's kind of weird, but when Nikki is playing with me,
Look at that again.
Yeah,
Jeffrey
we have
doesn't
some
like
other
us,
pictures
and
that we
when
looked
I'm
at for a
playing
while.
with Jeffrey, we don't like Nikki.
thought that was her.
And when they're
It looks a
playing
lot.
together,
Yeah.
See, I see some Gerald in her. But then when, now you know there is some.
But when she came out, I just saw,
do you know how to draw
I
a
thought
cup
I saw
Yeah.
Anne in her, you know, I don't know why.
with coffee in it or something hot with
Yeah, my mom used to have
water
us, you know, dresses, we had
water?
green linen dresses that were all embroidered with red heart buttons
yeah.
down. And then we had the Rosa Kleider. They were like a, what would you call those, Ulla? Rosa? What kind of material, like a,
Eyelet,
Wow,
maybe?
yeah, so like that thin,
that's it, what do you call that thinner
Yeah,
material now?
Yeah,
Gauze, maybe?
Not a gauze, but
I don't know how to
you know
make
how
a
they
cup,
show
but I
dresses
know
in
how to make
catalogs
stuff.
that are,
My sister.
maybe have a slip underneath because they're a little more.
Is it more like what material Kristen has?
No,
She let me draw something.
I'm not sure what it is, but anyway, it was a thinner material, the Rosa Kleider. And then we had white dresses out of Fairfield. They had corn bloom all over. Oh God, those dresses were darling. You know what corn bloom were?
bachelor buttons.
Oh, yeah, I mean the flower you're talking about.
Yeah, the
Mhm.
corn bloom
She
all embroidered.
Embroider
on.
everything, you know, she did a lot for us.
Yeah, and then we had on the Roden Lighter Kleider, the winter dress. It's the one that I had on, but I had the mumps.
Yes. Would you like coffee or tea or some mineral water, but some cold to drink, or beer or whatever?
Just plain water is good for me. Probably for Kristen too, huh?
Okay.
Just water?
Yeah,
Have a cup of coffee afterwards and take
okay.
Well, you know, Kristen, their mother, my Oma, Kristen, you know that green dress with the little green underwear that are knitted?
Yeah, that-
And then the little pink
Did she
dress?
make it?
Yeah, my grandmother made that. Their mother
Okay.
made that for me when I was your
so
age.
your grandma made it.
My grandma is their mother.
Are you gonna make a cup again? Do you know how to make a deck? Do you know how to make a deck?
Yeah, too.
Do you? No?
Yeah, she should
Do you?
find an outfit like this and dress her up and give her a bucket. Wouldn't that be cute?
Yeah.
Because her hair is...
I know how to make a different duck. That's it. A duck?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
smile on her
different
face,
duck.
I mean.
Quack, quack.
Just like Nikki in that picture of Tim when Nikki was that age, how much they look alike.
What are you making? I know you're making up people with clothes. How does she know how to make people with clothes?
She's older. She's learned how to do it. When you get older, you can do it too. Won't be long.
Your older sisters know how to draw like that, don't they?
She knows how to design clothes.
Who's that?
Sammy.
Sammy knows how to design clothes? Oh. You don't have me on here.
I gotta turn it off now. Because,
That didn't mean, you know, that she wanted him dead or what, but she thought coming over here is simpler to have the official thing done in Germany.
yeah.
And for that reason she did that. And see, then when it came with Dad, it was good because then she didn't have to wait for over there and this and that and so on, you know.
And
Trying to
maybe-
get the
maybe
paperwork
it's-
when she was here.
Maybe it's there too, because this adds up to just about 7 years. So maybe there's a 7-year period too. Don't you have to before you, if someone is missing, don't you have to wait a certain amount of years before you can declare them dead?
Yeah, I think that's about right.
So I'm just saying this, when the Red Cross finally sent it, this adds up to like roughly 7 years, doesn't it?
Yeah.
52 from 44. May of 44 to
Mhm.
January of
Yeah.
52.
Interesting. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just thinking that because, sometimes isn't it 7 years? Of course, there it's different than here anyway.
And
But
there was documentation though that he died in the hospital though.
That we got from,
through a friend?
we also had a letter from a friend. He wrote, for some reason, I don't know what this is. Somebody wrote, and I don't know if Tante Meta had a little something to do with it too, that she knew somebody who was in that area for that at that time. I would have to read all this over again in order to know. And somehow, that was after the war already. He was back in. I'll find it too for next time, really, and I'll show it to you, and you can copy it, whatever. He
Maybe take another day this summer.
he wrote to whoever, then somebody, but I think Tante Meta had something to do with it. He was living he was living in the Pfalz at the time, but we didn't know, we went there. Anyway, he was together with my father, our father, those few days or that month, from November until December when he was wounded, and also as a prisoner, taken as a prisoner. And my father he believed in Hitler. He thought that was some good. In the beginning it was good and all. And this man wrote, I'll find it and that we translated. He tried to get him over to think of God and so on, because he knew too that it is now and now. And then toward the end, before he died, he wrote, before my father died, that then he said, I think I got him almost convinced to believe in God and so on, so he should be at peace and stuff like that. And he died on that Ruhe. Was ist die Ruhe?
Diarrhea.
Okay, but I think schon far advanced because he was under whatever, In Germany, it's not Durchlauf, it's the Ruhe is something.
It is infected and then, from diarrhea,
But I find that too, Diane, and what was there? No, I just wanted. This is
Victoria.
oh. This is from the Red Cross, and here it says, Keske Willi, 45 Jahre alt, Soldat. Todesnachricht erhalten. The news of his death is from Alphonse Gudowski, Frankenthal, Pfalz. Say that there
Oh,
is,
so that.
and then he wrote, I think Mutti wrote, whatever, and when I find that letter, more. And he said, if you would like to know anything else, that's about all I can tell you about him. If you think of anything else, write me, but next month I'm ready to go to the United States. And I don't know if Mutti ever wrote or what, see, that's all I don't remember that. And this is a postcard Fadi wrote to Tante Berta. When
Yeah,
I
I wish
was
I
born.
had one. I wish I had one like that.
Tante Berta gave it me
Oh,
back.
you can't read it. It says, Liebe Berta.
Oh, this is
It doesn't matter.
I'm Tante Berta, from Tante Lisa. Tante Lisa was there.
Yeah, and she wrote it to say that she was born.
Turn it around. There's Fadi's handwriting. See, we could made that, put plastic on it years
Laminated.
ago, otherwise it would be, see, it's just getting so old.
So that's nice proof that you were born. That you don't have a birth certificate.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'll look some
Don't
more,
have any
Diane.
proof that I was born.
But
Well,
it
you
puts
have a
this
passport now though.
Yeah, but it says it on there. But I mean,
But you don't have a birth certificate.
no.
These are the old pictures from months ago when you were here, we looked at them.
Now, you put them in an album now, right? Were they in the album already? No, I talked
like
about
that.
it, yeah.
Now, who's this?
Let's start.
This is our great grandmother.
Here, wait, I'm gonna take this off here. Because while you're telling me, I'm gonna,
This is from
Do you want to start from the front?
let me turn this off.
nach rechts. Then Hulda, unsere Großmutter. That's our grandmother. That's the oldest one of the three. Hedwig, Tante Hedwig, Fehlhaber, und Tante Mara Honig.
Now, how are these
Tante
people
Mara
related to
Honig.
you?
My father's side.
Yeah.
So who are these people in relation to your father then? Or any of them?
Are those
his
my
parents?
father's? That first. I like to get copies of those pictures.
Oh, they're so cute.
Well, that's now
So
done
that's-
in no time, huh?
This
And
was
Ulla, you and
a
a-
vacation girl that was staying with us, no? Ferienmädchen.
Mm-hmm. In the big cities, you know, because of the bombs, they used to send children on vacation.
Mhm. Oh, there's some pictures. Are you going? Wait, let me stop. Let me get-
And are the pictures of dem Puppenwagen is here then?
Hmm.
Oh, isn't that good? I want her to see those.
Mm-hmm.
Or even Kristen too. But we'll try to make copies of all that. All those pictures so we have
Yeah,
them.
that would be nice. Okay, there's.
Then here, when Dieter, my father, our father,
This is Opa
and as
Kusser.
Opa Kusser, my mother's father, our grandfather.
And that's Uncle Paul, Tante Ilse's
Yeah.
parents, and Tante
And there was a wedding, and my father knew him because he always liked to go hunting, and my grandfather knew them, and so they were invited to the wedding, and at the wedding, those two met. And he said to our father, well, if you ever come in our town, stop by. And that's when he stopped by, and that's how our mother and father met. These are all people I don't
We
really
don't know.
know, because these are just friends and friends. And
Wait, let me take this because there's a reflection. So many.
And on the back it says who's who.
Oh, so you
I
have
just saw
that,
that.
on this.
I just saw that in the back of
Oh,
that.
that's good. Where's Oma?
She's not there.
Oh, I thought this is where they
Mm-mm.
met.
No, that's where he knew them and my father knew him, and they happened to talk
Oh, that was
to
how
my
they-
grandfather, and then he stopped by, and I think after Moody,
Later.
maybe when Moody even
Woody happened to be on vacation from here,
met Tante Babette, and they came
and
home.
that's how they met. So our father met his father-in-law first before he met
Is that
his
funny?
wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, golly.
So who's? Is that the two? Wait. Yeah. It's not doing a very good job because of the.
Let me hold it up.
Yeah. If I do it like this, then.
We'll take him along and do it, and then
Tell it this time, Ulla.
what was that? For the kittens.
Tell about the kittens and not singing.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Come on, Mom. Tell them about all those naughty things.
That about 1940 or 44 or 40 he had.
1944.
No.
39 for it.
I don't know.
Yeah, 44.
44, I think. Black.
And we used, it was primer.
Yeah.
So it was a primer,
A dull color.
the dark gray primer color.
Yeah.
It was. And we used to like when we were at Tante Martha's, for
Yeah.
dinner, there was always so much to eat and all was so full.
All the Rupkes, none of my children, so us three, we were the kids, you know?
They only had dogs. They all had
Yeah.
Cocker Spaniels, and baby had to go out toy, and Daddy, you better put a sweater on baby before you take out toy, because it's cold outside. Remember that? I mean, really, this is real.
That is the, yeah. But then after dinner, we sort of look at, one would take off, go to the bathroom, and the second one goes off to the bathroom. And then pretty soon we go outside and here comes Carl and we go around the corner and smoke one. And then,
Couple
or we
times.
went for a ride.
We have gotten in the car a couple times and just
For a
come
ride.
down the hill and go drive around a bit and,
And when we came
and
back,
sing.
The,
Sing
the
those
food
old
was
songs.
the food was put away and the dishes were done. Those. Then we had dessert, and after dessert, sometimes again, huh?
But Tana Martha, I'm telling you, she was a hostess and a half.
Yeah.
She always had something to eat. You never been.
Well, when she
to
had
her
Thanksgiving for a long, 12 is very little, no more. All the Robkis, and when we were done, there was a dent in a bowl of mashed potatoes or vegetables or stuffing.
And she had pies and cakes, you know. Now, what kind of pie would you? Lemon meringue, lemon chiffon, pumpkin, this. Now, come on, folks, eat some
Yeah.
more. Come on, folks. She always
My
said,
hands were crippled from arthritis.
oh, she had this big lump on her shoulder. And she was just a
I remember
5
Tana
foot
Martha.
or under. Yeah.
I remember going to her house for Thanksgiving.
Do you?
I remember going and eating at her house in that dining room, that big long table.
Mhm.
I remember her lemon meringue pies when she couldn't do the dinners anymore, and she'd bring, that was what she'd always bring.
I can't remember that when
I
we
remember-
stopped going there, but we may have just gone there anyway. But I don't know if it was for, well, it might have been for
I had this
Yeah.
impression of eating Thanksgiving
Mhm.
turkey at her house.
See, we weren't there anymore because we were so far away.
Because the table would go like this, and then she'd have another one. She'd have it coming, she'd put another little one next to the sliding
Could
glass
be,
door.
I
I remember helping clear the table.
Well, sometimes I think she brought a table and then brought it into that little den, you know, there was the living room, and then maybe, I don't know. She loved to entertain.
Yeah.
She loved to entertain, and she always had lots of food, always had lots of food.
Mm-hmm.
And her sister lived in Brookdale, and she's the one that made those love seats.
Yeah. Just because
She
we
did the
donated
tapestry,
blood ones.
right?
Yeah, the frames came from France, I believe.
Italy, I thought.
Okay, Italy.
Mhm.
And the frames came from Italy, but she did the needle work on it. And she had lots and she had all beautiful dishes, hand painted, everything. And a lot of that went to Tana Martha's, and of course Erica sold it all. But,
Now, who's the one with the picture with the dancing poses?
that's Tanda Bada in Los Angeles. And there were some pictures just the other day I ran across that I have. I have one picture of Tana Anna Eri in Brookdale with this love seat and a love seat on the other side.
Mhm.
She's the
Her
one that did the love
fireplace.
seats, Tanta.
Anna Eri, yeah.
Tanta.
The one in Los Angeles, Tanda Bada, that's the one with the dancing. I don't know, she tried to get in show business. I think Uncle, what was his name? Hudson. What's the last name? Hudson. Charlie? Charles? Charles? No.
Guys.
Dick
Dick.
Hudson. Dick Hudson was her
Mhm.
kind of brother Hudson, you know. And they were all cousins of my mom's. Tana Martha, Tana Anna Eri in Brookdale, and Tana Bertha in Los Angeles.
Those three were sisters?
Those three were sisters,
And what kind of cousins connected on which side?
mother's side.
On Kusuro's side?
No,
Oh,
on-
Kusuro's
yeah,
your dad.
no,
No,
like
Kusuro's your mother.
my grandmother and Tana Martha's mother were sisters, I believe. No?
I'm talking. I don't know.
I
I'll
think
get the
so.
book out.
I think they were sisters, if I remember right.
Okay, now who's this ring from?
And that ring is from Tana Anna Eri from Tana Bertha in Los Angeles.
Bertha, okay.
Both of those rings were from her, and she gave them to Moody to give to me for my girls.
Yeah, okay. I
And
just
she
wanted to make sure I
didn't
remember.
go around. And Tanda Ulla got one from Tana Anna Eri because we gave blood, when she was dying. I was still in 1953. And And Tante Ulla got one, and Tante Martha had the other one. But Tante Bertha in Los Angeles had Tante Ulla's, and Tante Martha had mine. But I know what she did with mine. I never got it. But Tante Ulla got it. And that was from Tante Anna Era because we gave blood. And then when Uncle, what was his name? Tante Anna Era's husband. Billy. When he sold the house stuff, that isn't that when he decided we should have the love seats?
When was that? When did you get those?
Oh gosh, I think we were already living no, we were still living in Vallejo, I think. Because I think in Vallejo I had it in my bedroom, and then I had it in my bedroom here, and then eventually, somebody said, Bernie said, or somebody said, you should have that out. I thought the antiques don't go in my modern house, But that's how that went.
I thought that would be an Anpas, but not from here, from the Hopis and all that.
What were we trying to figure out?
How the relationship went.
That's how I remember it, that they were sisters. How else would they be cousins?
But who, with their parents were, how was their parent? Who was the relationship? I mean, how was it were they related to?
My mother's mother and Tante Martha's mother were sisters.
Yeah, and that's what Tante Ulla, I think, is checking on. But that's how you remember it.
That's how I remember it.
But I can't find it in there.
I mean, we don't even have any Ropkis left to ask either.
No. Here's a letter from the guy who was with Fadi to the end.
Oh.
See, that's another thing. I don't know what's.
You should copy that, like have somebody type it out before the letters fade. You know how sometimes the letters will fade and then it'll be hard to read someone's handwriting.
Go home.
You guys were some foursome, huh?
Yeah, we had a lot of fun together. I found a letter the other day that Uncle Hank wrote to Pubber when he joined the Air Force. Here we are at Kika's wedding. Want to come back over his Pubber when he went in the Army? His uniform. Pubber's passing candy around Uncle Gus's family. See how he used this? Uncle August Schiemeyer. That's Tante Frida and Uncle Fritz. That's Joanne's grandparents.
I remember Uncle Fritz. I don't remember Tante Frida so much. Did she die before he did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can remember him. He was the one with cigars.
Yeah, and him too. Uncle Fritz and Uncle August was a big, taller guy. Taller guy. And that was at Kika's wedding. That's when I ran across from the Grange. Remember we drove by the Grange the other day? The Grange in Rutherford, and I went to started to walk across the street because I had too much champagne to drink. Couldn't do that today with all the cars. Get creamed. There's Tante Kika's wedding. See? Isn't that nice?
That's a nice photograph.
Mm-hmm. And this is when I graduated from high school. Yes, we went to a masquerade, dressed as Indians. That's Lumpy. That was in the dining room. It's my friend Liz. And Donna Moore, and what was her name? Bertolotti, something like that. Jerry Noni, he's a dentist. And Tom Sullivan. And there I am in my cap and gown.
Want me to kill the dog? Don't finish up
Where
your
is this?
phone. All right, I'm gonna get
Oh, Jeff would be interested to see that too.
But Mark, we have those, I have pictures of it, maybe not as nice, but I have pictures of that, of the front anyway. That's my bedroom. No. Who's his baby? It must be Cord and Annie's. And those, one of their kids. I'm assuming that's what it looks like. Oh, Hanson kind of mother. Judy.
Oh, look at that, looks like Judy, doesn't it?
I like that.
This is a nice place.
Yeah, I don't think I have one of Tanda. That are less smoking. Oh, here's a picture from the store. In front. Doesn't say the handy store.
You wanted to fill up the roll of film. There was one picture left. That's why we had. Helga, this is from the Red Cross, 17th March, 59.
What does that letter say?
That is officially, that's when he died and where.
The official notification.
So what happened to, well, that other letter said 52.
Some of the private letter wasn't it?
Yes, yes. Helga has so many things we have to really get through. It's 49. This is, several weeks before you have to apply for that he's going to be declared dead. And that was September 49, before we left to come over here. I really want to sit down and really get a certificate, Nevada.
That's you?
Oma.
Oh, Oma.
8th of August, 1950.
It's mine. So, really sorry about this. We need a whole day for that, Helga. Sterbeurkunde von Opa Kusserow. '43, 11th of August. Our grandfather.
So Tundra, I'm not clear. The letter from 59 is more official than the letter from 50, because didn't you get some notification
52.
in 52? So what is the letter from 59 telling you? Something different? Or just another confirmation?
I think another confirmation. What I had in here.
Do you, but the first one is still official also, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is from Oberteska.
Okay, so he died in the Russian hospital in May of 44, and then January of 52 from the Red Cross, you got confirmation of that. That's, okay, I just want to get the dates right, because you weren't talking on the camera when.
I said I really both of it should take one's time. And I say take time to sort that out,
a couple
sort of.
days.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
otherwise if you try to do it all in one day, you'll get burnt out and.
That's
And
part of it there.
here are letters, and there are letters in there, also from letters after our father was missing in action, and what he wrote to the different relatives and friends, and then the letters when they wrote back, like, that's all in here too.
Can I use your phone a minute?
Sure.
Call before I could go out and get mine.
I'll just go get mine.
No, get mine, because I need to use mine.
Okay. Oh, you have minutes you need to use that?
Well, I've hardly used any this month, I have 125 minutes.
Oh, okay, then I'll use yours too.
When the phone rang, I said to Kurt, you answer, that's Helga, they're close by.
Well, I called, like I said, I called about
Yeah.
3 different times, I was busy and
To get it all straightened out, das ist der Reihenfolge.
to do, then I can just of all these letters, I use my copies on my copying machine, you know, and then we can both put it in something like that album you have with plastic and just keep it all in there, and then it's all in order. Do that together.
This is a letter I said from Tante Rita. Sehr geehrte Frau Kussow, Willi Teske ist mit mir zusammen am 18. Mai 1943 zu den Pionieren nach Sommerfeld eingezogen worden und am 7.11. von Krossen an der Oder mit dem 120. Marschbataillon nach Russland gekommen. Am 28.12.1943 bei Bielo-Serko in Gefangenschaft gekommen. Ich war mit ihm dauernd zusammen, bis er am 19.05.1944 an Ruhr und Dystrophy verstorben ist. To Tante Meta, I thought I remembered. She got this man was together with our father until he died.
Oh, he was
This
there
letter.
when he died. When did you receive that letter?
Receive, I don't know, but it's September 7th, 51.
Now, when I'm here, I have to dial this 707 number, right?
Yeah.
Even
I'm
though
gonna-
I'm.
Oh, you can see the number.
And
You know what, I'm going to give a copy of this to your Oma. So
What?
this whole tape, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
make a
should have
copy.
that too.
So if you wanna go stand there and do something, then you'll be on the picture.
Oh yeah, wrote that down, I don't know. Maybe.
is Oma gonna have this?
Well, no, put your finger on that one.
Don't.
No,
Put
don't
your
touch
finger
that,
on
because it'll make
Kristen.
don't do that, Kristen. It's actually recording with the other one anyway. But you know what's probably showing is your face, let's see. If you go stand behind your Oma, or next to your Oma, your whole face will show instead of just your hair. If you want, and then when I
Yeah, I'll get
make a
busy
copy of
on
this
that,
for your
yeah.
Oma, then you'll be in the picture too, and you can see yourself. See? Yeah, or stand next to Kristen, there you go. Yeah, how about if I take a photograph? Let me take a photograph of all of you?
Oh gosh. Well,
And then
I
you
love
have
who
a-
I can.
Yeah, I'll take one like this. I think there's one picture left of this roll of film. Okay? Cheese.
I don't think we're on this one.
Oh, maybe there's one more picture left. Take one more again. Let's see. There we go, that's the end of this roll. Oh, no. There it goes, yeah, it's rewinding. Sometimes it gets a few more pictures on it because I can make this panoramic. And so if I don't make any pictures panoramic, then I
You
get
know
more than
what?
36 on it.
You know what? I'm gonna be 5 and have a Blue's birthday.
Blues.
And you know what I'm gonna have? I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29.
You're gonna have that many people? How will
Wow.
they fit? Will they be at your house?
No,
Where will they be?
they will fit all into my room.
You're gonna have
Oh,
all those
geez.
people in your bedroom.
Without the toys on the floor, nobody's gonna fit in there, huh?
Yes, they're gonna take this ceiling down and let us have a new roof and they're gonna paint our house.
You're gonna get your
Yeah,
house
but-
painted?
You have a good imagination.
Wishful
Wishful thinking.
And you
Not
know
that I know
what?
of.
you know what else? My mom's gonna have a gray house. Black and white and blue and gray and yellow and
Purple
green
and purple.
and purple and orange.
Just a rainbow colored house, maybe?
Yeah, and she's gonna pick my room too.
Really?
And what color is your room gonna be?
Purple, white, pink, yellow, orange, black,
Wow.
blue, and all that different colors. And my mom's gonna put checkers on there.
Really?
Yep.
Really? That's amazing.
That's something, huh?
And she's gonna even put diaries on there so I can look on diaries and bracelets, necklace.
Wow. It's gonna be an interesting room,
Why
isn't
don't you
it?
stand next to your Ulla? You can do one more. Peace sign. Silly.
I did too.
You
Look at it, huh?
Because you took 2 pictures.
I did. I wasn't sure if that first one was going to turn out because my sister yesterday pulled my film. And she, that's okay. You can look through it as long as you don't touch it. You can look through it.
Mommy, but you can see nothing.
Well, you can't
It's
see
turned
yourself.
off. It's gonna turn
No, it
off.
should be on now. Still. It's still recording.
Well,
Be careful.
but you can't see through this thing.
No, that's because I have this one. This is what you film through.
Amazing.
I'll turn this up. No, don't. I'm gonna